Near perfect vision is said to be 2020. I'm sure you've heard the adage, hindsight too is 2020. So what will hindsight make of the year 2020? Will we learn from it? Will we move forward using this 2020 hindsight? Hello, I'm Dave Killham. I've had the privilege of serving as the Executive Director for the Workers' Health and Safety Center for almost 20 years. Working with our dedicated board of directors, staff, and instructors drawn from your workplaces and unions, we have worked hard to bring you the training and information resources needed to help create safer, healthier work. But I can honestly say the last 6 months have challenged us as never before. Why? Because in 2020, you have been challenged as never before, and your concerns are our concerns. I don't think I'm overstating things when I say the COVID-19 crisis has given us a tremendous amount to be concerned about. Many workers' lives and livelihoods have been laid waste. Among those of us left standing, many experienced the debilitating effects of anxiety and depression. With the economy and workplaces reopening, there is hope, but also fear. Serious questions confront us. Will a second COVID wave overtake us? And if so, will we be forced to shutter workplaces again? Or will we learn from our experience? As we face this crossroad, we also look forward to another Labor Day weekend. Today, many see Labor Day as an opportunity to take that last family vacation or host one last barbecue with friends or colleagues. If they have children, they traditionally prepare them for school or maybe are assisting them to move into a university or college residence. Others, though, take time to remember the roots of Labor Day and see it as an opportunity to rededicate themselves to the work of creating better conditions for their fellow workers and working people as a whole. In previous years, we've marched in Labor Day parades as workers before us have historically marched for improved worker rights. This year, however, like so many events in 2020, they will be taking their celebration of Labor Day online. I strongly encourage you, your families, and friends to participate in these virtual online events. However you choose to mark Labor Day, though, I encourage you to at least pause and consider what workers have achieved working together and what more we can achieve, particularly as we look to our immediate challenges. Lessons of the past and even the last 6 months have taught us much. The origins of Labor Day are steeped in a campaign called the Fight for Fairness. Sound familiar? Then workers and their families were working to reduce the standard workday from 12 to 9 hours. Safer, healthier work was also sorely needed. Then too, they were working to decriminalize unions in Canada. Together, their efforts helped reduce hours of work, achieve the Trade Union Act of 1872, Ontario's Factory Act of 1884, and Canada's first government-recognized Labor Day in 1894. With similar collective purpose over the years, workers and their allies also achieved the social safety net most Canadians prize, publicly funded universal health care, perhaps being the crown jewel in this network of supports. The first iteration of this was the hospital insurance program shepherded by then Saskatchewan Premier Tommy Douglas in 1947. Today we have fought back the first wave of COVID-19, but this was only made possible because we understood the peril before us all, and to defeat it, all of us, not just some of us, had to do our part. My sincere hope for this Labor Day is this experience is the beginning of a new groundswell in social capital, where we once again understand we can do so much more working together than individually. This isn't to say I want to minimize the losses and setbacks we've experienced. Again, many have suffered. And I must add, this suffering has been disproportionate. Workers who have arguably suffered the most are women, workers of color, temporary and immigrant workers. But the lesson I hope we have learned from the spread of COVID and deaths in the long-term care homes, meatpacking plants, and farms reliant on migrant workers, for instance, is that we are only as strong as our most vulnerable. The failure to protect them resulted in the community spread we all dreaded. Conversely, when employers take every reasonable precaution to safeguard workers, when workers and their representatives fully participate in these efforts, we safeguard workers and the communities where they live. So where does the Workers' Health and Safety Center fit in all of this? Our organization was founded because workers and their representative also understood the value of working together. They took collective action to safeguard their health and safety, insisted upon workers' rights to safer, healthier work, and insisted on a training source they could trust to put their concerns first. Throughout this COVID crisis, we have done our very best to live up to this trust. We have endeavored to get timely and well-researched information into the hands of workers, their representatives, supervisors, and employers, with fact sheets, workplace inspection checklists, webinars, social media posts, and answers to pressing questions. As we are first a training organization, though, we quickly determined we needed to retool our delivery model in a way we could still ensure the integrity of our training programs. This too we have achieved with our virtual classroom training. In such a manner, we have delivered scheduled essential training to many workplaces in almost every sector of the economy. Among our offerings is a newly developed and now updated COVID-19 training program. Now we are looking to expand these offerings further. Although Ontario has entered stage 3 of the COVID response, physical distancing should remain observed wherever possible. With this in mind, we are ramping up our scheduled offerings and are inviting workplaces who rely upon us with our virtual classrooms the way they previously relied upon us to deliver in-person training in their workplace. Together, we have achieved much. As we observe this Labor Day and then move past it, let's learn from the hindsight of 2020. We know what works. We know the important role trusted quality health and safety training plays. Let's do all we can to make sure this is a safe September indeed. The Workers' Health and Safety Center will be there to support your efforts. While COVID has changed much, this much has not changed. We are here for you. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen.